Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Okay. Yeah, it's time to get that petty drink ready and then also make sure you have a snack. And just who's getting ready for September 3rd? Tell me in the comments and everything who's getting ready for September 3rd because I'm getting some orange peach beverage ready. I mean, if you know, you know. And also, yeah, that's going to be included also with my candle collection. Yeah, I'm not saying it's almost ready, but I've done all the research to the point where everything's coming together and I'm so excited. But if you don't know, my petty crew, my petty royalty. Oh, actually, it's like I kept thinking, what should I call my crew? Maybe, the petty royalty. But anyway, it's like September 3rd is when the Epstein victims and the lovely ladies who fell victim of this horrific crimes are coming together live. And so, yeah, I am planning and getting my snacks ready. I will be watching that live. And I think all of America, or, not the kids, the grown folks, I think we all need to, especially now. It's really scary how many people, especially how many of the MAGA people that I'm hearing say, I don't care if our president is in the Epstein files. I don't care if he had anything to do with that. I've even heard some women say they don't care if he does that to them. And it's disgusting, revolting, and awful. And it just shows the hatred and the self hatred this country has for women. This country has for a lot of people, including those with disabilities. But yeah, let's just say, yeah, baby. Like, I was thinking of doing a live after, but yeah, I'm still working on that count. So I don't know how many people would even be. But it's like I am thinking of maybe getting on Twitch and like I know I probably won't be having too many because I've never done a live on Twitch and stuff, but I just found a couple games that I would love to play and I would love to just chill and talk and see how does everyone feel about it? How does everyone just feel about the outcome of it? And also, how do you think certain demographics are going to take this information? And or do you think this is going to interfere or help the cult? Because every time this cult leader does something that the MAGA people especially say they will not allow, they allow it. And first, if a black man has a mugshot, he's a thug, he's a criminal, he's nothing but blah, blah, blah. But when the orange guy does it, all of a sudden, oh, it's cool. It's amazing. Oh, he's like just, and it's just, yeah. Mm-mm. But okay. When it comes to the freedom and liberty and everything of this country, when it comes to fairness, when it comes to just being able to live. A lot of people don't. A lot of people do not know what people with disabilities go through, and just as Black people with disabilities. And the thing is, okay, yeah, I'm gonna. And I was gonna start going over the examples, but yeah, I need to spill some tea in between. I know, and I see. Because one thing I've noticed, especially in the States, in America, with dating apps and employment and trying to find friends, it's almost like disability and handicap are magic words to make people disappear. Because, especially when it comes to that one job at that clearly a mistake university, it's like I went through the entire hiring process. They hired me within an hour. It was a virtual interview. Once they saw me face to face, they wanted nothing else to do with me. The dean ignored me for the rest of the semester. And he told his colleagues to ignore me. Every time I had a question, they avoided me. And I'm just like, okay, I'm trying to they have very high quality classes and I have new ideas and things like that. But it's like you don't want me to succeed. You don't want me to, especially since I'm trying to start my own small business. And I thought my business can be like, I can show them what I'm doing and then I can give them exercises based off that. But then also when it comes to dating and employment and friends, it's like disability is a magic word. It's like they disappear like Casper the Friendly Ghost because they ghost me so quickly. It's almost like I say Beetlejuice, 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 and next thing you know, bam, it's like, I don't know. It's just, it's revolting and awful and terrible how people treat me just because I was born with something that I can't help. And sometimes people tell me, "Well, how did this happen? We can help you. We can cure you." And or when I say I was born with it, I don't know. It's just frustrating because they dehumanize me or they treat me like I'm only 3/5 human. So then we're going back in history. Remember that. Remember that. I already know the reason why I'm single and why it is so hard for myself to find somebody because one, a lot of men they can't stand my politics or that I am political and or that I have my own opinion and I know what I'm talking about and or to the fact where they say something stupid, wrong, ignorant, bigoted or is just not right. And yeah, it's like okay, I still haven't posted. I will soon. I've been posting old recordings the last couple of days or whatever, and I still haven't done the one where I drag the Middle Eastern Indian men when it comes to dating and how they mistreat us, downgrade us, and basically say that black women are worthless and everything. But and I will do another. I still need to do the recording of some of the situations where. Oh no, I mentioned one where I had their backs. Sometimes when I see people, MAGA, Republicans, white people, certain white people and it's like that only hurt you if you're one of them. So, but anyway, when they say something racist about that demographic, and then I try to have their back, I uplift, I support, and I try to put them in the wrong. But then next thing I hear is like I get like I have gotten so much hate from that demographic, and it's like do you even know like but then it's funny right now a lot of the demographics who are hating on us before the election all of a sudden we have to come together no 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 oh now we're worth your time and for black women this is a reminder of what happened during the women's rights with like the especially women being able to vote oh we weren't good enough until they wanted to vote but then as soon as they could vote then they kicked us to the side so we already know this game. They only want to, be our friend now so they can use us. But as soon as they finish using us, they're going to go right back to the colonizers. They're going to go right back to the colonizers. We've been through this so many times. They only like us, tolerate us, or pretend to love us when they can take advantage of us, when they want us to lift them up to the next step. But when it's our turn, they know, especially with reparations. Oh, they're on Team MAGA with reparations, but honey, boo boo, baby, they don't even know our history. They don't even know our history, but they want to try to tear us apart and judge us and put us down and try to say we're lazy. Huh. Okay. But anyways, okay, yeah. I got a lot on my mind as you can tell. And I say this because especially like dating, finding a job, and just going out into public, you do not know the insulting things people have said to me. And this is one reason why my channel is the title it has. As a woman, I am dragged. As a black person, I am dragged. Having a disability, I am like, I am the triple fold of receiving such bigotry, awful, racist, just ignorant, terrible comments. And when it comes to work, when it comes to going in public and dating, because okay, yeah, I still haven't finished that dating comment. Like if I have a hint that it's not gonna work out with like if I match with a guy or whatever, because like he can't see my disability, or most men say I'm too pretty to have the disability. So it's like not one guy has asked me if I'm disabled, I tell them the first day that we match that I have a disability, and it's a walking disability. But it the way that I tell them is like, it's funny how fast they disappear. It's funny how fast they lose all interest. It's funny that I'm told at first I'm told I'm so amazing and talented and beautiful and stunning and well spoken, and they don't know why I'm not married or taken or whatever. As soon as I mention that disability, all of a sudden, oh yeah, we can be cool, we can be friends. As soon. And that's one reason why, even with dating apps, or especially Binge, Bing, or yeah, anyway, Bumble, not, I'm like, what am I talking about? No, Bing is a search engine. Binge is what, like, when you, that's probably what I'm going to be doing while I watch that Epstein's thing, but binging right on my snacks. And oh, I got a smoothie recipe. Oh, I'm ready. But on Bumble, it is kind of crazy how it's like, I try to be considerate for the guys, because I know a lot of the guys who are very active in everything, I would slow them down, I would stop them, and I would feel awful and bad, so I swipe left. And there's some guys who, looking at the rest of their profile, we would have so much in common. And it's kind of frustrating, because when I was younger, it's like I wasn't always like this. And one reason, doctors with their no good, lazy, bigoted, stupid, it just, it's like they didn't diagnose me. They refused to do tests on me. They instead caused me mental ABUSC and everything like that, to the point where my condition got worse and worse, to the point where now I used to run track. I used to play tennis. I used to do so many different things. And I'm going to be getting back to canoeing. That is one hobby that I'm excited to. I'm going to be. That's when, once I get my businesses together, going to save up that money for my own personal canoe. And oh, you do not know how excited I am over that. But anyways, just people do not understand what people with disabilities go through, especially those who weren't diagnosed in time, especially when it comes to being in public. It's like, when we're in public, we're risking people coming up to us and saying and doing such ignorant, terrible things, treating us like we're not good enough, treating us like we should just stay at home. You guys have heard, I've told you so many stories. Remember the one guy on the spectrum? Oh, for like, it was during COVID that I met him, but he kept saying, I want you to be my girlfriend. Oh my gosh, you're amazing, and all this other stuff. And he knew the first night I told him I had a disability. It doesn't matter. I don't care. Yeah. When he met, I've never been, and yeah, I have never been treated so terribly on a date. And this is with a guy with a disability, but it's a non visible disability. The way he treated me, I have never been so insulted. I have never. So go back to that episode. But it, when I see the stories, okay, let me get to the stories, because there's this gentleman in Ohio who was working at this grocery store, one of those big grocery stores, for a period of time. And he's on the spectrum. And it's like, and this is one reason why DEI is needed, and this is one reason why I need to do more of these episodes. But when it comes to politics, oh, these people, these MAGA Republicans are just, they don't care about people. They say all lives matter, but they just mean the rich, able-bodied white men, because they want to take people of color's rights away. They want to take black people's rights away. They want to take the disabled's rights away. They want to take women's rights away. Who's left? Oh, they want to take anybody who is not religious rights away. Who's left? Baby boo boo, who's left? But this gentleman was working at this grocery store and stuff, and again on the spectrum. So it's like, I don't know if it was a communication problem, or I don't know if the staff was just watching him doing certain things, and they're just like, oh, we're gonna get him, or something like that. Because I've had things like that happen to me before. And it's like sometimes it's like you ask a question and then they tell you, but then they tell you in a confusing way, or they give you the. I've had a job where the person gave me the wrong answer on purpose, and then at the end, they even admitted it into the boss. They were like, well, it's too late. I'm so sorry. And then it's like, I heard that the other person got reprimanded, quote unquote. But it's like, since that person is the boss's cousin, they couldn't let them go, even though the entire situation was their fault. Yeah, I'll do that story time a different time. It's like, because I almost forgot about it until I was like, yeah, that has happened to me. But this grocery store called the police on him, and over expired food. Listen to the video. Watch the video. It's like he's trying to eat lunch, and he gets the food on discount. He gets the discounted about to expire food, like the last day type of food. And part of me is just like, see, this is why I shouldn't own a small business or whatever, or even a large business. Because to me, I'm like, if stuff like, and I know like some people are like, oh yeah, like you don't know me, because I am like so giving, and I love volunteering and things like that. But it's like, if I had a business and I had food that was about to expire, I don't want it to go bad. I don't. And so to me, I'm just like, go, oh, eat up. It's like, I would even like, if I had any up more of the leftovers at the end of the night, especially like with some of the families, or if I know some of the families have kids and stuff like that, I'd be like, honey, bring a book bag next time, and I would put it in their bag for them to take home. I don't like, it's like, again, I know they are a huge corporation, blah 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 or whatever, but for me, I'm just like, I don't want to throw away food. I think about the homeless and the needy and stuff like that. And it's just like, we have a food surplus. So why in the world am I going to risk any of my, especially if they worked hard, especially if they work hard? Shoot, I'm like, I don't want you cooking when you get home. Mm-mm. Go home, watch your favorite Netflix or whatever, of the streaming services, and chill, relax, take a bubble bath. I don't know. Or, do that thing with your spouse, hi. But it's like, it's, when I heard the story and I watched, like, this is just a short, um, if I have like, if I remember, because most times once I record, I just try to get the video together and put up and stuff like that. But oh my gosh, like, I think I heard about this a couple weeks ago, and I saw the full video. I got teary eyed, and I had a hard time watching, because like it's like, he's honestly, it's like either a miscommunication or a mistake, and or the managers just didn't care to communicate, or didn't care, like, in my opinion, of course. But I'm highly irritated, and oh, part of me just like, oh honey, boo boo, please, I hope you can sue. I hope you can sue. I really really hope you can sue. And then the other story about the family owned business that went to the mall for a small business event. Their son is one of their employees, and he is, I believe, a quadriplegic. And it's like, I haven't watched, like, yeah, this was about a month ago. I kept saying I was going to do a video, and I'm going to do another video about like people with disabilities and business ownership, and like the issues and the trauma that we go through when we're trying to be professional and be in public, but people are like, oh well, you shouldn't be owning a business, you just need to stay home and take money from the government. I wish I was in your shoes, because then I wouldn't have to work. Yeah, people actually say the stupid stuff. But then you have a family who started a business, and now the kids are part, their kids are, they're grown, but their grown children are part of the business, and they welcome their son to be part of their business. But then the mall tried to kick, or the mall basically said he has to go. And it's like, oh, hello, DEI again. You can't handle a business with someone with a disability? And this is why sometimes I get nervous, because while I prepare everything with my books and the greeting cards and the candles and everything, like I'm going to start going to farmers markets and selling and going to different events and doing the marketing and stuff. And part of me wonders, what kind of reception am I going to get? Am I going to be taken as seriously as any other business person, especially being a woman and being black and having a disability? It's like all three people put down, all three people don't take seriously. So just look, yeah, just imagine what I'm going to go through. And so when I see this family and they're doing their thing, running their business. Oh, and I put a link in the video too. So yeah, it's like, if you are, a lady who's, going through that, and or if you have a daughter or a cousin, or somebody who they want to try a different brand, especially a brand by a small black owned, business and everything like that. The black owned, what. And so it's like, you can check that out. So, but it's like, yeah, I put a link because I want to support, and I want to do more than just talk about their situation. It's like, if I'm able to uplift and promote and market for them, I will do so. And it's like, I was going to buy and try, like, I don't know, it's like, 'cause that it's kind of a different item to do a product review for, because then it's like, I don't want to tell people like how my cycles are. Yeah, so yeah, it's like, so I was gonna buy it and try it and everything like that, but I at least want to put the link in so you guys can check them out and check out how they are as a business entity and stuff. So, but yeah, check them out as well. And then one of the other hard ones is some parents with their adorable children went to the airport, and one of their children has walking disability, so they have this special type of stroller and everything so that they would be able to go through the airport. And these no good Karens, in my opinion, these no good Karens had the nerve to tell them no, with no, like, and even the woman, I believe, said they had no empathy, compassion, nothing. And they had to carry the I mean, they're kind of big girls and everything like that. So it's like, but then when they got to their terminal, they kept finding the same airport, set terminal, everything, same flight or whatever. There were white families with strollers. And so the family, like the airline was like, oh, there's a difference. Like, no, no. And the mom was like, yeah, our skin color. If only, I don't know, it's just really annoying, because in each of these situations, we can see some sort of bigotry, some type of mistreatment, and also the need for DEI and the need for training at jobs for these employees to be able to accept or treat, or even learn or go and learn about, oh, I have an employee with this type of disability. What should I look out for? Or what's a better way to either train, or what's a more comfortable way for them to do the job? Or how should I just do A, B, and C and things? Because even with the grocery store employee, if it's against the rules and they can't do it, fine. Like, I mean, I just said what I would want to do if I had that type of business, because again, I don't want to waste food. I don't want to throw out food. And so, but with this mega millionaire, like, oh, if you knew the history of, I got, oh, yeah, yeah. If you only knew how they got some of their money. But anyway, that's not the topic today, but I'm messy. I'm really messy. But if it's against the rules, it's like, if but you keep witnessing, or you witness or something, it's like, have a talk with him. Because if you watch the full, like, the one of the full versions and stuff, it's like when the police officer, and see, that's the other thing, like even the police officer, he should have been more well trained, because like he asked the person on the spectrum, and then like the spectrum is so wide that sometimes it's like there's so many variations that someone can be born with being on the spectrum. And so like with this an example, when the cop asked him a question, he was giving so much information, and he wasn't reminded that, the memorandum and stuff, it's like that, it's like just like, because to me I would have been like, baby, be quiet, stop, but it's like the police officer just let him just pour it out. And at the same time you realized like his mistake and the innocence in his mistake, where he was literally just trying to get something to some lunch, and he didn't know, and the lines were too long, and he was trying to go back to work. And they said, you had more empathy and sympathy, and even the cop was like, he had the compassion, but at the same time it's like you need to make sure that for his protection, how about if he said something that would have made him more guilty? And so you have to treat him like you would, like you have to, you know, it's like treating him like everybody else means you have to make sure he understands, and make sure that he's on the same level, because they allowed, like the police officer allowed him to just spill everything. And, but and also like I mean, yeah, you already know I'm going to do another whole video on these topics, but it's like I kept saying I'll do it soon, but then with politics and the way that I keep seeing everything going on, especially with black people and women and people with disabilities, it's just getting more and more, and it's a little overwhelming. And it's like, okay, first I got to talk about this $200 million ballroom, which now he's saying he's going to pay for and get donations. And it's like, okay, you said Mexico was going to pay for the wall, and that was a lie. So, who's going to be these donators? Is it going to be our tax dollars? What's it going to be? And so it's just like one thing after another, to the point where it's like I kept saying, okay, this can wait, this can wait, this can wait, because I wanted to put so much more time and energy and effort to make sure that you guys realize how the disability community is like, not a lot of people talk about our community. And then again, it's like I'm going to talk more about my dating experiences, because I've dated a few guys with disabilities. And when people tell me, since you have a disability, you need to be with someone with a disability. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, some of them are absolutely horrible, and some of them are worse than able bodied. And it's like I say that with all of the disrespect that I can, because when I meet a lot of, well, disabled white men especially, and they try to tell me that I'm dumb being interested in politics and voting and caring about our community. And some with disabilities say that, hey, if we lose our rights, what's the big deal? It's not like anything's going to happen to us. And you already got know about the guy who was on the spectrum and what he said. And but if you don't go back to that episode, I don't remember the name of the episode. I just know this was, if you know the time that RFK Jr. said that speech about people on the spectrum. Yeah, the irony, right? Like the same exact treatment that RFK Jr. gave them is how the guy on the spectrum gave me on that date, even telling me that I have no business leaving the house or being in public. That's the extent that, yeah, yeah, even though, yeah, his disability is not seen, but once you talk to him for 5 to 10 minutes, but yeah, it's like, it's sometimes the way that certain people with disabilities treat others, it's awful. It's terrible. It's degrading. And as there was one that's blonde, that I think I've talked about the white blind guy. Yeah, haha. And oh yeah, I think it's about to be a year or two since. Yeah, that was a hot mess too. And then there was a guy that was deaf, and then there was a guy in a wheelchair who is quadriplegic. And yeah, see, there's a few, and each one was a horror story. Thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human, and you're human too.